On a Friday night in August, a 29-year-old man allegedly drove his car into a homeless encampment in Iowa City, injuring 5 people who were sleeping there in their tents. Police say the man fled the scene and was arrested and charged with multiple felonies, including willful injury and assault with a deadly weapon. That's the headline, and you probably already know how you feel about what happened. But I want you to take a beat. Let me tell you the whole story, and then you tell me where the failure lies. I'm Zachary Oren Smith. I write about politics for Iowa Starting Line. Let's start before the attack. The encampment sits just feet away from Shelter House, Iowa City's only general homeless shelter, but Shelter House can't take them all in. Its 70 beds are at capacity, and the Iowa courts have prevented them from exceeding that limit. Shelter House didn't create the encampment, but a group of people without many options did, and it created tensions with the nearby neighborhood. At a city council meeting in June, residents from the nearby Hilltop mobile home community, where the attacker lived, spoke about problems with the encampment.
That place has become a disaster, a very dangerous disaster.
They say people did drugs where residents pick up their mail and slept outside their doors. Police say before the man drove his car into the encampment, he'd gotten into an altercation with some of the people there. You know about the attack, but do you know about what happened to the victims? 4 of the 5 were taken to the hospital for their injuries, cuts, gashes, and injury to the neck. They were all treated and released. Released where? Back into homelessness, back to the same tents where they were attacked. The suspect is being held on an ICE detainer. If convicted, he faces decades in prison plus likely deportation. Every detail, a new lair, a strained homelessness response system, ever-present immigration enforcement, housing shortages, and low-income neighborhoods shouldering the problems of a homelessness crisis that they didn't create. And it's only going to get worse. Here's what's coming. Iowa Republicans helped pass Medicaid cuts that could leave more Iowans unable to afford medical care. More medical debt, more people one crisis away from losing their homes. And we know how to fix this. It's housing. Iowa City lacks enough housing, and while housing vouchers can help people leave homelessness, Iowa Republicans voted to let landlords refuse Section 8 vouchers. The city, the county, Shelter House, they're working to build more permanent supportive housing. But that's not a quick process. So I return to the question, where does the failure lie? The man who got drunk and drove, the shelter that didn't have enough beds, the homeless people sleeping outside, the society that failed to invest in its social safety net. This was a cataclysm of ills, housing, healthcare, immigration, all crashing together on a Friday night in August. And until we address the root cause, we're just waiting for the next collision. For more stories like this, follow Iowa Starting Line, and please check out my podcast, cornholechampions.substack.com. Thanks.